What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing my anticipated releases for November. Oh my god. November has some releases upcoming. I think this might be due to the Christmas period and publishers wanting to get it out before then. For me, there was quite an interesting range of anticipated releases, so there might be some that you might expect to see on here, but I just wanted to promote another one in terms of I cap it at 10 with the exception of series continuations because there are so many coming out this month that I want to talk through those very briefly. I've decided just to wiggle it around. I hadn't seen anyone talking about some of these, so I wanted to highlight those. So let's dive in. So I want to talk quickly about 6 series continuations that are happening. I am going to be going in chronological order rather than the 2 that impact on my series ratings and then the other ones that I haven't, but I feel like a lot of people would be invested in these series. So we have 2 coming out on the 2nd of November, and you will get over me saying the 2nd of November this video because holy fuck, it's a big day. And for that, the first is The God of Lost Words by AJ Hackwith. This is the 3rd in the Hell's Library series and I am so excited for this. I cannot wait to get it in my hands and I am keen as hell to see where this story goes. I am so excited to be back in this world with these characters and I have been waiting for this since I finished Archived and I need it. I need it so desperately. The other book coming out on the 2nd is A Psalm of Storm and Silence. A Psalm of Storms and Silence is the 2nd book in the A Song of Wraiths and Ruin duology by Rosanna A. Brown. This is the conclusion. I am definitely interested in picking up this series. I just haven't got to it yet and I'm really keen. So I think a lot of people will be interested in this considering the hype Songs of Wraiths and Ruin got last year. Oh, I lied. There's 3 coming out on the 2nd and the 3rd being Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Nyong. This is the 3rd in the Girls of Paper and Fire series. I haven't read any of them, but if you're invested in this series, the 3rd one is coming out on the 2nd of November. The next one is coming out on the 16th, and that is Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the 2nd in the Our Violent Delight series. This is the 2nd book. I, again, haven't read the 1st one. Romeo and Juliet inspired, set in Mafia inspired, set in Shanghai, but I'm definitely keen in getting to it. But yeah, the 2nd one is coming out in November. The next is Bone Shard Emperor, which is coming out on the 19th of November, and that is the 2nd in the Bone Shard Daughters series. I am very invested in getting to this series as soon as humanly possible. This is the 2nd book coming out and I am super duper excited. For a minute I thought it got pushed back, but after scouring a lot of different sources, I can't find the original tweet that I thought it was. So November 19th. And finally, the last series continuation that I'm aware of, or vaguely aware of, is Cytonic, which is coming out on the 23rd of November. This has some novellas, I think, leading up to it. I still need to read Starsight, but I will definitely be ordering Cytonic. I'm really excited for it, and I just need to continue actually getting to these books. So I got Starsight last December. Hopefully I can get to this December and then be up to date with the series. So yes, very excited for this one. Now, in terms of my 10 anticipated releases that are not series continuations, I have a really interesting mix. I scoured a lot of websites to figure out the ones that I was most anticipating, and I think there's just a few interesting options that I'm super keen for. On the 2nd of November, there are 5 books going out that I'm interested in. So, the first is By the Lights of Fireflies by Jenny L. Walsh. Could I tell you what it's about? No, not at all. So I believe this is a middle grade, and the little tagline that had me so interested is, By the Light of Fireflies is a captivating tale of a young girl's journey as a daughter, a sister, a friend, a spy, and eventually a war hero, completing a midnight ride that cements her place in history as the female Paul Revere. I know that it's set in the Revolutionary War, and like she is a spy for George Washington. I don't know why, but I'm totally vibing this, and I'm very keen to see how that actually shapes up. So yeah, it's a middle grade, and I think it could be a really different take on a spy narrative for kids. And it's also historical fiction. Next up is Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed, 15 Voices from the Latinx Diaspora, and this is edited by Sarah Richa Fennell and features authors like Elizabeth Acevedo, Natasha Diaz, Jasmine Menzi, Marco Shiro, Ibi Zaboy, Namina Costa, and a few others. And I'm very excited for this. I think it sounds absolutely amazing, and it's looking at different myths and stereotypes in a rich and diverse community. So I am so excited to actually sample this and just see the beauty that I know is going to exist. I'm very keen on a lot of these authors. Some of them I haven't tried their works, but I know of them and have been meaning to, so I definitely am anticipating this and seeing how it goes. And I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but that might be my bad. Next up is Briar Girls by Rebecca Kim Wells, and this is a fantastical sapphic retelling, so you know I'm here for it. So this is a bisexual retelling of Sleeping Beauty, so that's all I need to know, and it's on my list. It is also YA. Next up is a graphic novel, Coming Back, by Jessie Zabarski, and this is also LGBT. Description: Preet is magic, Felissa is not. Everyone in their village has magic in their bones, and Preet is the strongest of them all. Without any power of her own, how can Felissa ever be worthy of Preet's love? When their home is attacked, Felissa has a chance to prove herself, but that means leaving Preet behind. On her own for the first time, Preet breaks the village's most sacred laws and is rejected from the only home she's ever known and sent into a new world. Divided by different pasts, insecurities, and distance, will Felissa and Preet be able to find their way back to each other? I love that so much. I'm so excited. It looks so cute. It just looks so adorable. And the final one for the 2nd of November is Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe. I think that's how we pronounce it. It is a graphic novel bind-up of the Lore Olympus webcomic, and I am so keen. I have not gone near the webcomic. I wanted to save it myself for when it came into book form, and I'm so happy it's finally happening. Hades and Persephone fucking retelling! We is here for that, as per usual. So obviously I am keen for this. If you do want to go and read it before the graphic novel comes out, it is free online, I think. Again, haven't actually looked into it, just speculation from what I've heard, but I am beyond excited for this. I cannot wait to get my hands on this glory. Next up is another interesting choice for me, and that is Fledgling by Lucy Hope. So this is coming out on the 4th of November, and essentially it's a dark, let's go from Goodreads, a dark gothic adventure set in the Barivian forest with angels and owls and magic and a boy who isn't all that he seems to be. It's a historical fiction set in like the 1900s with magic, and I'm just very keen. This sounds so interesting and sort of dark twisty vibes, but also just a fun middle grade. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. Next up, coming out on the 9th of November, is Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Vellante. This was technically my first Catherine M. Vellante, and I've already read it because I received an ARC through NetGalley, and I'm very thankful to the publishers for accepting me. I have read this, and I originally wasn't even going to include it on this list because I'm not anticipating it because I had the ARC, but since reading it, I need more people to pick this up. So this is a horror, really short 112-page novella that's based around apples. That is a underlying theme, and it is wonderful. I don't think it's going to be for everyone. The horror elements of it aren't like scary, it's more just that unsettling discomfort that comes, and I really enjoyed it. So I still wanted to shout it out now because I think that more people need to get their hands on it. So yeah, I definitely think people should check it out. Next up, we have two on the 16th of November, and one of these is a graphic novel, and that is Tide Song by Wendy Zhu. I am really excited for this. I don't know what's going on with me at the moment, but I am so keen for these cute middle grades or the dark and twisted. This is a graphic novel, and just the tagline: perfect for fans of Studio Ghibli and the Tea Dragon Society. This is a magically heartwarming graphic novel about self-acceptance and friendship. Sophie is a young witch whose mother and grandmother pressure her to attend the Royal Magic Academy, the best magic school in the realm, even though her magic is shaky at best. To train for her entrance exams, Sophie is sent to the relatives she's never met. I'm so keen. I'm so keen. I can't wait. So I think this just looks adorable and I definitely want to get my hands on it. And the other one, as mentioned, is coming out on the 16th, and that is The Art of Running Away by Sabrina Keckler. I'm so sorry. Again, LGBT middle grade, we'd love to see this. I think because I know that there was such a gap for middle grades that address 8 to 10-year-olds and that sort of age group, I'm so excited seeing more and more come out. So 12-year-old Maisie is an artist. When she's in front of her sketchbook or apprenticing at Glenda's Portraits, the family-run art shop her grandmother started, the world makes sense. She doesn't think about Callum, her brother who mysteriously left home and cut ties with her family 6 years ago, or her parents' insistence that she broaden her horizons and try something new. Something that isn't art. But when Glenda's portrait falls in hard times, Maisie's plan to take over the shop when she is older and become a lifelong artist starts to crumble. In desperation to make things right, Maisie runs away to London to reconnect with her adult brother, hoping he might be the key to saving the shop. But as Maisie learns about her family's past from Callum, she starts to rethink everything she's ever known. Maisie must decide not only if saving her family's art shop is worth it, but if she can forgive her parents for the mistakes they've made. Ooh! So I am super keen to get to this. I'm excited. Oh, and I have an arc for The Art of Running Away. And the last one that I want to mention is yet again another middle grade, and that is coming out on the 30th of November, and that is Spell Sweeper by Lee Edward Foddy. And this just looks adorable. I think what it is, I'm not gonna do the Goodreads synopsis, I'm gonna go off the cuff. Essentially what I think that it is this girl is attending a magic school but doesn't have many magical abilities herself, so she gets put into the cleanup team. So when you're conducting magic, it makes messes and they're the ones that clean it up. And I just think it's going to be a really cute tale of them coming into their own, and I'm super keen. It looks adorable. So I had quite a lot of middle grade and graphic novels this month, but look, I'm not mad about it. That's what I'm anticipating. I'm keen for a lot of these. I do want to premise, like, I'm not going to go and buy these in November unless there's one that I desperately need to pre-order. I'm trying to be a lot more conscious about just my book purchasing, and occasionally I'm gonna fuck up, but I've noticed that the ones that I've had on my list, I've gone back and really been selective about the ones from earlier in the year, and I want to give it that time and that space, because yeah, when I first see it, it might be like, oh my god, that's so exciting, woo! And then 2 months later, I'm like, fuck, this is just gonna sit on my shelves. I'm not, you know, in the right mind for it or whatever. So you're probably not gonna see any of these in a haul anytime soon, but if I do read them, I definitely will let you know. Obviously with Comfort Me with Apples, I did read that and I really enjoyed it, so I'm keen for them. It's just, I don't want to be like, hi, these are my anticipated releases, I'm buying all of these, because I'm not in a financial position to be able to do that. But I still want to let you know about them in case you are interested in eventually picking them up yourself as well. Mostly what I want these videos to be, and I will be doing quarterly ones next year, I'm just bringing attention to the books that I'm interested in and ones that I think people will enjoy. Let me know in the comments, what is one of your most anticipated books that is coming out on November, and should we add it to our list as well? If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!